Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, lots of great stuff to go over, lots of things. First, Hunter's deal. Hunter's deal went down the tubes yesterday when the judge, as oftentimes happens, made sure that, what was the clarity on whether or not Hunter Biden could be charged with more crimes. The defense said nope. The prosecution said yes. And down went the deal. However, it doesn't mean that the deal cannot be done again. The problem is Hunter Biden's going to have to agree that there will be additional criminal charges, something he's probably not likely to do. What I've talked about in my Facebook Live, what I think is going to happen is Hunter is now going to have to bank on a pardon from his dad, preferably a pardon that would come to him after he was, if they think he can get reelected as president. But there's no question. These are federal crimes. Joe Biden can pardon him. And is there any doubt that he will pardon him? The problem is when he pardons him, how he pardons him can affect the presidential election in 2024. Remember that when Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, that probably cost him the presidency. So there you have it. UFOs are real, folks. These insiders testified yesterday before Congress that the government is covering up the unidentified flying objects, that unidentified flying objects have been, they're not human, they're not from this world, they've been recovered, so forth and so on. A Tennessee congressman, Republican, is leading the charge. And you know what, folks? It just doesn't make sense. We know they exist. What the heck? You know the way I look at it is, hey, they haven't destroyed our planet yet. So maybe they're friendly. Impeaching Joe Biden. Kevin McCarthy says maybe we should talk about it. Matt Gaetz doesn't trust him. The Democrats say, no, we shouldn't. Here's what I got to say. Impeach, we want to demand his resignation. Yes, impeach him. It's unbelievable. Everything that we know about him just blows away the Richard Nixon impeachment threat, Bill Clinton lying about sex, and Donald Trump, no Russian collusion. Mitch McConnell had his pause moment. The old turtle himself. Looked like to me like he had a TIA, but who knows? He left and he came back. When asked if he was going to resign, he just laughed. And then when he came back, he told a little funny that Joe Biden, his buddy, called him and said that Mitch McConnell told him he'd been sandbagged. Think about that, folks. Now you know why Mitch McConnell hasn't said a word about his Senate buddy, Joe Biden. They're buddies. They're buddies. Trump wants to testify. He says if he goes to court, he wants to testify. Why not? You know what? He said, well, have fun. He ought to try. You know who testifies? People who are not guilty. On this January 6th thing, let him testify. Trump would do great. Well, they raised interest rates, again, the Fed, highest in 22 years. This is part of your Bidenomics. Let me tell you something else, too. They released today that the economy, it looks like it grew by 2.5%. Folks, do you trust government-released economic numbers anymore? I don't know about you, but I don't. Sinead O'Connor died. Very controversial. I kind of never got over her ripping up the picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live, but a lot of people loved her. She was Irish, died of a broken heart. That's something I feel very bad about for her. Her son, I think, died within a year, and no question she died of a broken heart. Mayorkas testified before Congress. Do you believe he is the head of the Department of Homeland Security, and he can't tell us any rounded down numbers about who's coming in, who's flooding in, everything else? It's unbelievable. He needs to go. McCaskill, good old McCaskill, says that impeaching Joe Biden would be a huge mistake. He just loves his son. Ugh. All right, Joe Biden, not Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, we found out yesterday at the hearing, is being rehabbed 6 times in 20 years. The View, oh my gosh. Oh, they should leave Hunter alone. Joe loves his son. I mean, trying to get sympathy for Hunter Biden. Really? Camping is racist. This whack job, I think her name is Char, says that camping is racism, that white people that camp are racist towards black campers. Marco Rubio, this is an example of what I'm talking about, wimp Republicans. Marco Rubio says, well, I don't really like the idea of impeachment, but that's the only way you can issue subpoenas and whatnot. Billionaire, this guy right here, Billionaire Crook, insider trading, been charged with some serious crimes out of New York. He's a Brit. What's wild about this to me is, if you're a billionaire, what the hell? Apparently, though, was giving tips, insider tips to other people. Cryptocurrency. I forget what the name of the currency was. 134 billion wiped out. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's all wiped out. Tucker says the reason why he was fired is the Fox, the Dominion case against Fox. Part of the $700 million plus settlement was Tucker gets fired. And that's something else. Devon Archer is going to testify Monday. He's canceled 3 times. He's apparently in hiding. Let's hope he does. This is the guy who's going to testify. Hunter's previous business partner, that old Joe Biden was very much involved in the phone calls and all the grifting that they were doing. Just to let you know, Hunter can be charged with more charges now, and likely he will be. Joe Rogan defending Aldean, as he pointed out, hundreds and hundreds of rappers, speaking the obvious, have much worse freaking lyrics. But they pick on the white guy that loves America. Gutfeld, can't make this up. Gutfeld's being called anti-Semitic for quoting a Holocaust survivor who said that the way you survived in the concentration camps is to get a skill, be useful, have utility. It wasn't anti-Semitic. It was practical. The point was that if you're a Jew in one of these places, but let's say you were a great barber, that all the, I'm just making this up, that all the prison guards liked, they wouldn't gas you. I mean, that's just a matter of fact. How's that anti-Semitic? You know why they don't like Gutfeld? He's numero uno at late night. Bergdahl had his sentence, his court-martial overturned. Wow. Christopher Wray finally turned over, after much of the little memos about the school board members. We'll see what happens. More report on that later. You ready for this? Christie, when he was a prosecutor, put away Jared Kushner's dad. Jared Kushner's uncle and company are all supporting Chris Christie. Weird stuff. All right. Hunter Biden was told yesterday by this is funny. Get a job, no drinking, and you're getting drug testing. Think about that, folks. Hunter Biden doesn't have a job. Wait, yes, he does. He's a grifter. A professional political gangster was his job. Pretty funny, isn't it? And sad. New reports, and this has been going around a long time, that Obama is gay, and they keep suppressing it. I called him metrosexual, our first metrosexual president. You know, the person that was telling about that cocaine story in Chicago and everything else. He's at least bisexual. By the way, that's fine, but don't act like you're not. All right, Tapper's book, big shot. CNN only sold 5,000 its first week. Fox News is up 24% with their new lineup. Good for them. Bronny, he's out of intensive care. Let's hope he's going to be okay. LeBron's going to be protective. We'll see what happens. Texas is the latest state to pull out this. I hate that it's called ERIC. That's an electronic voting system to pull out. Kentucky's still in it. Meta Labs has lost billions and billions of dollars. Will they throw in the towel? Who knows? Ready for this? Hillary blames MAGA supporters for the climate issue. Ukraine. More and more reports, like this is a shocker. More and more reports, our weapons that we sell to them end up on the black market with criminals. Does that shock you? This is a creepy story. See this cute woman right here? Milla Sofia. Guess what? She's not real. She's all AI. Norway. And she's got 20,000 followers and everything else. This is creepy stuff. She's cute. Notice, they didn't make an ugly AI person. Kevin Spacey was found not guilty. Says it was a bunch of made-up stuff. They were going after him. Will Frank Underwood come back to the House of Cards? I'm all for it. Sam Bankman released secretly to the New York Times some dirt on his girlfriend. It might get his bond revoked. How's this guy out? Unbelievable. Epstein. This is how sick Epstein and Gazelle, his sidekick was, Maxwell. They groomed an autistic girl. God, there's a special place in hell for that. Giuliani allegedly has admitted he was spreading lies about Georgia election laws. By the way, last I heard, it isn't a crime to tell a lie about Georgia election laws. And Jeff Bezos is apparently putting the ink on a prenup agreement. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can you imagine what that prenup agreement says? By the way, most prenuptial agreements have these staggered things that you get a certain amount depending on how far you go and misconduct. Like if Laura Sanchez cheats on him, nah, baby, nah. But like if she stays with him 5 years, she would get this amount, 10 years, this amount, confidential, all that stuff. We'll see what happens. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.